Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Political Rants. Today, I will of course be discussing Trump's recent meeting with Putin and Zelensky, etc. So, presumably, everyone's aware that Putin came to Alaska and had a meeting with Trump. I think this is just another one of those incidents where Lamestream media continue to act in the most predictable way possible. Totally lame, totally intellectually dishonest, confirmation bias, just typical propagandist nonsense that they're always spewing out. To me, regardless of whatever outcome occurs, the bottom line is this: it doesn't matter what your feelings are or what your bias is towards Trump or Rants or the GOP or any other particular, any other political party. The bottom line is to blatantly disregard basic diplomacy skills and understanding that keeping your enemy close, that whole concept of, keeping your friends close and your enemies closer is diplomacy 101. And essentially, when you see these propagandist media outlets like CNN and ABC go on and offer nothing of value, it's honestly just a disgrace. It's utterly pathetic. They have no intelligent analysis. They have nothing good to say about it. They have no hope that our country can even, do well, regardless of who's in office. And they are just repulsive, terrible people. They're just puppets. And the issue with them is, they get the least views. They're the worst now. Their own fan base, would tune in more if they were good, but they're not. They're shit. Everyone knows it, how bad they are. They're lame. They're just lamestream media for a reason. So my analysis is just being a diplomatic leader in general and being on good terms with other world leaders is obviously a superior way to move forward. When you're, first in line, when you're in charge of the nuclear launch codes and you're the most powerful person on Earth, the last thing you want to do is act like Obama and be resistant to meeting with leaders, acting like you're too good, or acting like it's giving them, as if it's a bad diplomatic choice. I mean, that's just stupid. That's totally retarded. It's not good politics. It's not good for international relations. It doesn't give anyone with an IQ above 70, or it doesn't give anyone they should know better. Anyone that's able to understand how corrupt the media is can understand that this is a good thing. The whole Orange Man is bad, predictable reporting, negative, negativity on their end is just totally predictable. They've done this for years. He lives in their minds rent-free, as the saying goes, because it's true. He's all they talk about, and he's nearly 80 years old. I mean, he's been alive for nearly 8 decades now. So, realistically, he might not even have that much time left. But, I just wonder what they're going to do. They'll just switch to Vance, really. That's their only thing, or the next person that steps up to the plate, which would only be probably Rubio or Vance and Tulsi Gabbard and other people that would be in, you know, the presidential picks in the executive branch. So this was good overall, very positive outcome. Just because something immediately didn't happen doesn't mean anything to me, frankly, because just expecting everything to calm down is just like unrealistic. Half of this is just being the effort and being diplomatic, and just not being like these, you know, libtard commies that act like they're so better or have some sophisticated political opinion, and just snobby elitist stuff that they're about. This is just how you conduct yourself as a leader. You go, you interact with people, and you try to do the objective. What Obama did was the opposite of that. He decided that it was more or less up to his judgment, and maybe, you know, I don't feel like doing it, or I don't want to meet this particular leader for X, Y, and Z reasons, which is stupid. It's just, that's nonsense. So, huge upgrade. You know, the objective reality is this is just a no-brainer win, and this is just how it has to go moving forward. Also, Zelensky just recently met with Trump as well, and I believe he was actually wearing a suit this time. So, by the grace of God, he actually managed to show some decorum and act like a normal person. He didn't wear a tie, but I'll give him, you know, a little bit of good graces. He wore all black, you know, black dress shirt, black jacket, slacks, all that. I think, you know, he was blacked out suit with no tie. So I'll give him a B for that. You know, sorry, Zelensky, you can't get an A or an A+. You still should have worn a tie, but it's the effort that matters, and you made an improvement. So we'll give him that. Anyway, that's about it. Overall, my thoughts considering warmongering and all these current situations, you know, all the current conflicts worldwide, is simply this, that it needs to stop. This whole idea that we need to keep funding it and wasting our resources and using our tax dollars for that, and advocating for this warmongering ideology is just foolishness. It's simply foolish, and it should not be supported under any circumstances. Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.